What is good, homies? This is Chris from the Small Hat Crew, joined today by Small Hat Nick.
Yellow.
And Small Hat Brandon.
Hi. Foxy Gamer here.
Okay. All right. And today we are going to be reviewing 3 brand new leaders from, is it ST13, I believe? Is it starter 11? Is it 15? What the fuck? 12? Wait, what was 11?
It is 13. It is, so for whatever reason, Luffy says 12, but then the other two say 13.
Well, that's probably just like fan art shit. That could just be wrong. Who knows? Wait, so...
Well, but 13
what was ST11 though? ST10 is the 3 captain. Oh, Zoro, Sanji, right?
And Film Uta.
Oh, and Film... Okay, so they are ST13. Okay.
Uta
all
was
right,
11.
well, now that we've got that figured out. All right, we're going to be reviewing the 3 new leaders. It's just like the 3 captain structure deck. Gave us 3 leaders in Law, Luffy, Kid. I almost forgot because he's done nothing. But we've got 3 new leaders in Sabo, Ace, Luffy, the 3 brothers. And they are all yellow, and then they all have their own little unique color. And we'll be taking a look at those. Anything before we jump into this one, boys?
Ayo, Bandai, stop printing yellow cards. What the fuck?
If they give them bad cards, then I'm cool with that, but... Alright, so then jumping straight into this, we are starting off with Monkey D Luffy. Wait, did they do it right this time? Is he... Because in ST10, he was the 2nd leader when he should have been the 1st. He's not. They made him the 3rd leader. Okay, so the 1st leader is actually Sabo. Kind of cringe. Ace. Yeah, we're going to start with Luffy anyway. I don't really care. Okay, so... Yeah. Monkey D Luffy, black yellow leader, 4 life, 5,000 power, Supernova Straw Hat Crew. Per the rules, your face-up life cards will be sent to the bottom of your deck instead of to your hand. So, okay, and we'll just continue. And Dawn times 2, activate main once per turn. You may discard 1 card from your hand. If your life is at 0 cards, you may add up to 2 5-cost characters from your hand or trash to your life face-up. I think this leader's ass. Now, Brandon, you said you disagreed with that. Show me what I'm missing here. Open my eyes. Don't want to be ignorant anymore.
So, but for the video, I do want to premise that there is going to be a decent amount of speculation because we're now seeing like kind of a new rule with these face-up life cards. Not an actual rule, but like with the leader itself. So there's going to be some speculation. What I don't like about the leader is that you have to be at exactly 0 life.
Yeah.
But being at 0 life... Right, but then like from a queen player, for example, going from 0 life to 2 life in 1 turn is a huge game changer. Especially when you can do it the cards from your hand or trash to your life face up, which means at late game, especially with black discarding cards or milling cards off the top of the deck, you're always going to have targets. And then Nick, correct me if I'm wrong, but even if it's face up, you can still activate the trigger because it's not going to your hand on a trigger.
No.
Incorrect. It has to go to your hand in order to activate the trigger.
Okay, so no triggers then.
No triggers are the face-up life cards.
Okay, still getting 2 life, and then for now, what we know can affect your face-up life cards are things such as the 2-drop Sanji, and what was the other one? The 4-drop
and the 2K we're getting.
And the 2K that we're getting. So there's going to be cards to kind of play around it as well, but getting 2 life in 1 turn.
None of those cards play around his permanent effect of your face-up life cards go to the bottom of your deck. So if you play
those cards are
the
ass. They just get banned bottom deck.
Then they go to bottom deck, so you don't even get the cost effect of their cards.
Okay.
Yeah. So this Luffy's effect is basically discard a card from your hand.
It's just gain 2 shield.
And then you just get a cushion of 2 life. And it can't turn into anything more than that. Can't turn into triggers, advantage. So, and here's my problem with him. Oh, no, I didn't even go for it.
No. I mean, it's still a cushion of 2 life. I don't think that it's going to be a bad leader. Especially, it's got 2 very strong colors.
So, I think, when I think of this color combination, I think back to Black, Yellow, Big Mom. But, so for me, because the way I look at it, Black, Yellow, Big Mom at least had a leader ability. It was expensive, so it wasn't good. But at least there was something there. Whereas I feel like when you're playing against a competent player, this Luffy has no ability because your opponent will never put you on 0 unless they can kill you that turn. So they would just take you down to 1, and then on the following turn, they would go for game. You know, like if I'm playing like Katakuri, for example, I play my 10-drop Big Mom, I bring you down, she brings you from 2 to 1, then on the following turn, I would go I would leave you at 1. I wouldn't attack you because I wouldn't want to let you climb the 2 life. And then on the following turn, I'd go Big Mom, swing for 12, Katakuri, swing for 16, and seal the game that way. I don't, especially with NL as a leader now, NL's already training people to leave him at 1 life, you know, and rather than letting him gain advantage off picking up life repeatedly. And I think, because like with Queen, for example, you know, at 0, you could go back up. But I think the power in Queen is that like he doesn't have to be at 0. He could do it at 1. He could do it at 2. He could do it at whatever, as long as the hand's small enough. But like this Luffy says, I have to be at 0, and that means your opponent has to play into it, unless you have like a Thunderbolt or something to pick up your life. That's why I think this leader's ass.
So I will say of the 3, he is my least favorite, especially knowing that ruling. I do think that we are gonna have some sort of gimmick with turning face up life cards face down. And I think if that happens, then good leader. Not the best, definitely not the best, but playable.
I think that's what it would take to make him
playable.
Not what I'm currently looking at.
Yeah.
Nick,
no,
you
if we
weighed in
get
on this
nothing
leader
like
at
that,
all.
then you're not playable.
No, I mean, like, even, like, against other yellow decks, so what else is there right now? The Nels, Yamatos. If they 8-drop Katakuri something into your life, it's just a card that you're not getting back. The leader is dog water, in my opinion, as it stands. But again, we have a 50-card yellow starter deck coming out with this card. But as it stands, like, people were talking about playing, I forgot what the name of Anel's ship that he takes to space is. But they're gimmicking, like, that card. Yeah, that card with 10-drop Kuzan to just nuke your opponent's board every turn. It's funny, but this leader just doesn't get you there.
By the way, do we know if this is being marketed as kind of like they did with the 3 captains starter deck, like a very competitive, right? But like a competitive out the box starter deck.
I mean, probably. Let me pull up the page.
Yeah, now that I think about it too. So because his leader ability isn't anything more than a cushion of 2, so basically it turns, it makes it so that
you trash 1 card out of hand to gain 2 shield.
Yeah.
So you have to be hit 3 times.
So he's just worse than L at that point then.
It does have the best blockers in the game though.
They're both 4 life, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know though. Actually, no. I think I was gonna say because Sakazuki probably isn't even in the conversation when this card comes out. Because I was gonna say if blue is the best color, then your blockers are as good as anyone else's because they just get bottom decked anyway. But this is coming out like around Yamato and all that instead of Sakazuki, so who knows? Who knows? Yeah.
I'd probably give this leader a solid 1 out of 5.
Yeah,
I put him in the same tier as Queen. Not Queen, sorry.
No.
I put him in the same tier as Black Yellow Big Mom.
I think Black Yellow Big Mom's better is the crazy part.
No. Black Yellow Big Mom is unplayable.
But if she has an effect though. He doesn't have an effect against a competent player. Unless you are playing at a local that never goes past 4 rounds. This leader's never doing anything unless your opponent is just incompetent. Unless it's like a small local in a tiny scene where the players aren't playing optimally, he should never have a leader ability.
Dan would crush with this leader at his locals. All right.
Yeah. Bro, this leader to me just has no effect. That's why I just think he's awful.
That's why I'd say, like, at least Black Yellow Big Mom can play 10-drop Big Mom.
That too. Yeah, honestly, Black Yellow Big Mom's the better one of the two. That seals it for me. and plus, she can manipulate what goes into the. No, she doesn't. Doesn't she like pick up a life and play life from top of deck? The fuck does she do? I don't remember.
So 2 Dawn, when attacking, pay 2 if you have X or less life, you put 1 from top of deck. So
yeah, okay, I remember that correctly. So I do know what she does. Okay. Alrighty. Well, that's my flex for the day. I knew what Black Yellow Big Mom does. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I'm right there with you. I think this leader's fucking awful. I'd give him a 1 as well.
I think as it stands right now, before we see the cards, I'm gonna give him like a 1.5, just a little bit. It's
right.
I feel like a 1 is red Uta, right? Well, I feel like a 1 is red Uta. So I do know, like, we're gonna get some cards that interact with face-up life cards. All 3 leaders specifically do face-up life cards. So out the gate, without seeing the card, sure, 1.5. I am gonna be very happy when we see cards that prove us wrong come out of this starter deck.
Yeah. So here's my hot
I do
take.
still think that he'll be the worst of the three.
Yeah, no, I agree. So here's my hot take I've been sharing with the crew. I haven't shared it in video form yet, so this will be the first time you guys are hearing it. But because they all do stuff with face up life. So everybody's been saying that they believe the cards will get cards that turn the face up life face down. My hot take has been, I don't think that will be. If it happens, then whatever. It's like, if I'm wrong about that, who really gives a fuck? It's not, the end of the world there. That's. But the way I look at it, because that effect does nothing for all yellow leaders up to this point, and it probably doesn't do anything for leaders, because it would do nothing for any yellow leaders besides these specific ones. I think instead what they would do is, and this just dicks on Black Yellow Luffy in the process, but I think for all the other leaders, they're printing cards, more cards like the 2K Sanji, the Daifuku, our new 2K, where you just pick up your face-up card, and you can put another card face down. You can even pick up your face-up card and then put it back face down. I think we're gonna get more of those, and Luffy just continues to be ass. I think that Bandai just says, fuck this leader, and just lets him rot. That's been my stance on this. And I honestly hope it's what does happen, because, it's like, imagine having a card that just says, like, imagine you're playing, like Katakuri or something, and then you see your new yellow cards, and you just say, like, turn your face up life face down. The fuck do I do with that? Like, what does that do for me? That doesn't... But whatever.
I do think that we're going to get more powerful effects with trashing a life to do a powerful effect. Kind of like Thunderbolt.
Yeah, that could also be a thing, too. Maybe they do just give him stuff like instead of giving him ways to keep the life or whatever, maybe he does just...
But I don't know if those effects work
for effects
because
that trash.
The cost of trashing a life, the life would just go to the bottom of the deck instead.
Yeah, but that would still be considered. It doesn't say like trash to discard pile or anything, right? You just trash a life. I think you would just trash it, get bottom deck instead of going to discard.
Yeah, it's still trashing the life. So I personally, because then think about it, it's like, okay, your opponent leaves you at 1 life, but then you can do things like Thunderbolt and then gain 2 life, and then whatever other card you have for one of those 2 lives, that gets a really powerful effect that trashes 1 life. So maybe we'll see some play on that. I would love that.
Yeah, not to mention, you guys probably never, I recently had to look into it for like a Black video I was doing or whatever, so I am aware. You guys might not be, since the cards come from a shitty starter that never did anything, but there's like also, there are black cards that do pick up life as cost. In that black starter deck with the Luffy leader, there's like one, it's like a gum something, I forget what it does, but it's like pick up a life, lower character by 6 cost. So, like, I think that's probably the direction they'll lean in with him. Maybe he's giving himself resources to play around with, as well as like a cushion of life if he needs to. And that maybe that's the trade-off. He gains 2 life, but he can't do anything with it besides use it to pay costs for stuff. So, I don't know, that's interesting. Anyway, we spent enough time on this leader. We will move on to one of you pick. Actually, Brandon, you pick. I was gonna say, Nick, I'll let you pick last, but that just leaves you no options. So
I want to go with Ace next to further my point.
Okay, all right. Here we go. We have Porgas D Ace, blue yellow leader, 4 life, 5,000 power, Whitebeard Pirates. That's right. Blue Whitebeard Pirates, people. That's right. Red blue VV support. This is finally gonna be her time. Dawn times 2, activate main once per turn, look at the top 5 cards of your deck, and add up to 1 5 cost character to the top of your life face up. Then place the remaining cards at the bottom of your deck in any order. At the end of your turn, send all face-up cards in your life to the trash. So, to me, I like this as the middle of the 2, I believe. Yeah, the middle of the 2. This is like my second favorite one. And this is the other reason that I believe that they're going to make more cards like Thunderbolt. Because if they don't, and they do something like everyone else is like, oh, you'll be able to flip them from face up to face down. That means that since turn 2, this leader will start being able to gain life. And I think that that's very unhealthy for the game and just not right. It just doesn't sound right. This being able to gain a life every turn and then do a powerful ability by trashing a life just sounds way more feasible to me. I don't disagree with that. No, it does. It does. I think Ace was the main one that made me think like rather than getting cards that pick up life, I mean that turn life face down, because I was thinking like with Ace, for example, he would be an example of like you heal a life, and then for you to be able to keep that life, you would have to use like a Daifuku or a Sanji or something to pick that life up and then put one down that won't get trashed at the end of the turn. That way he can keep the cushion, otherwise he just loses it, you know, use it or lose it. That could also be the thing for him too. He could also be trying to take advantage of stuff like I don't know, like Thunderbolt, you know, you gain the life, Thunderbolt it away, and then there's no harm, no foul, no penalty, you know.
We do have a Whitebeard yellow card, by the way.
Whitebeard yellow card, don't tell me. Nick, you guess at it first.
I honestly have no idea.
Okay.
Hikunocho.
Right. Oh, is there a yellow Izo?
No, there is a yellow Porgas D Ace.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there is.
It's from the Yamato starter deck.
Starter deck, yep.
I see. I was gonna ask if he's good, but I don't recognize the card, so obviously he's not.
It takes a life in order to save itself from being KO'd.
Oh, I do remember that. Okay. So Dawn times 2, activate main once per turn, look at top 5, add a card, end of your turn, trash it. This is also... I'm not that big on these leaders. I'm really not.
I was gonna say, it's also really strange how they're both limited to 5 costs. Like, Luffy puts 5 cost into life, and Ace puts 5 cost into life.
That leads me to believe that we should be gaining... potentially maybe yellow 5 cost. We could be getting more cards like Shirahoshi and stuff like that. 5 cost triggers.
I do want to say...
Momonosuke is a 5 cost blocker.
And there are things like... that came out of those starter decks, for example, like this one just synergizes well with these leaders. The 5-drop 6k Shimotsuki, like Dawn times 1 when attacking, add the top or bottom of your life card to your hand, and then play up to 1 yellow Land of Wano with a cost of 4 or less from your hand. So there's definitely cards that kind of synergize with their leader abilities.
Yeah.
That kind of now get their abilities for free, and if we get more of that, which we will in these starter decks,
God,
maybe playable.
I think so too. I fucking don't. I don't want it though. Like, oh my god. Yellow gaining consistency just sounds miserable. It's not a game I want to be playing. I know that much. A game where yellow is the best color is not a One Piece I want to touch.
I'm just really hoping that we're not going to get generically good yellow triggers that go in all the yellow decks, because it is getting a little bit ridiculous.
Yeah, because that's what we were discussing earlier at Texas Roadhouse. Oh.
Auto flex.
Is that? Is it?
I don't know.
I don't. But that as the game ages and the card pool for yellow grows, it is inevitable that we will eventually hit a point where all of the cards where yellow could realistically run like a 50 card a deck with 50 triggers. Every card triggers, and none of them are bad. Brandon brought up a good point that there have to be big bodies without trigger. But we will eventually get to the point where like you could run like 4 Yamatos, 4 Katakuris, and then like 42 triggers. Like it's only a matter of time if those are even cards even worth running down, you know, the line at that point. But regardless, this card, I don't know. I don't know what I would rate this. This is like, I don't know. What would you give it, Brandon?
2 as it stands.
I think as it stands, I'd probably give it a 2. A 2, but
Yeah.
like I said, when the cards get revealed for this, we're definitely gonna eat our words on that too. So
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a 2, and I can't even imagine what it would take for me to eat the words on this guy. Like, oh, he doesn't
just good
do
cards
anything.
at play. I mean, as soon as we get more cards, I mean, think about it. Also, he is a free Thunderbolt.
He is a free Thunderbolt. That is true. Honestly, because that never he's a 2 regardless. He's definitely a 2. He's not as bad as this Luffy though, and yeah, he is a free Thunderbolt. He is a free whatever else they decide to give us that does, because like you were saying, I do think they'll give us more cards that pick up life as cost. Anyway, I'm giving him a 2. We can move on to I guess the leader that I am looking at now. We have Sabo, red, yellow, 4 life, 5,000 power, Dress Rosa, Revolutionary Army, Dawn times 1, activate main once per turn. You may add one of your cost 3 or higher characters with 7,000 power or higher to the top of your life face-up area. Give up to one of your characters plus 2,000 power until the start of your next turn.
I like this card. I like this.
Best
just
leader
the leader.
of the Best leader of the
Yeah,
three.
this is he's just good. He just gains a life. There's no penalty to it. There's a condition to what he can put, but as far as adding a life, there's no downside. And then he even rewards you for it. He pumps the character by 2k.
Yeah. What I like about this is the other two have a specific cost 5 character. We saw with like the 8-drop Rosinante, that just didn't work that well, having a specific cost. This is a 3 or higher, and then most of the Revolutionary Army characters have trigger play this card.
They do.
So
They do.
Good fucking card.
Yeah, so it seems like between the Rev Army leaders, one will be pumping your board, and then this one's establishing the board for you.
Yeah.
And then there's Black Red Sabo everyone forgot about.
Oh, right, there is a Black Red Sabo. Who just doesn't do anything, because Sakazuki just bottom decks this shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He came out at a wrong set. He came out in the wrong set.
Bro, he came
Born
out
in the wrong
sets
generation.
late. Like, he's like OPO 2 maybe 3. Considering 2 gave us Whitebeard, he like...
Yeah, he came out way too late.
I do like this leader.
Yeah, I like that it can not only you pump a character by like 4 Dawn if you want, make it strong, go in for an attack, protect that character, get it out of life the next turn, and go for a strong attack afterwards with pumping something else by 2,000.
And it's until the end of your opponent's turn, so if you
wait.
if you want to pump a Borso blocker or Sabo blocker, they're massive.
Yeah.
Wait, so where is he? Is he adding? Is he putting the character from the board into life?
Yeah.
Yes, he's putting the character from field into life, and then gives something else on the field 2,000 for the turn.
I was interpreting as hand. I see.
No.
Okay.
But you don't have to. You don't usually on a leader like this. It would read like discard 1 card, add 1 to your. But without that, I mean, I think it's just good. You're getting a swing in. You're protecting the body, and then you're getting the body right back out of life.
Yeah, no, I like that.
Yeah.
I like this card a lot
like
more.
Kiku no Jo, just because it's a broken 4/6 trigger, play this card. Put 1 Dawn on Kiku no Jo, swing with it, put it into life, give your Sabo blocker or Selena blocker something plus 2,000 power. Now you have an 8k blocker on your opponent's turn. And the first damage that you're going to take is going to be a trigger play Kiku no Jo.
Remember, he's not black, though.
I keep thinking black for some reason. I'm thinking black red Sabo.
He just that plus 2,000 till your next turn's really big too.
Yeah, I mean, give it to the Momonosuke blocker, 8k blocker then. So
yeah. Or I mean, even like a Sanji, just 7. I mean, even making a blocker 7k is just insane.
Yeah.
Even just making one of your bodies harder for your opponent to beat over, so they just probably just ignore it at that point. You know, like imagine just imagine like if there's just a 7k character on the board and then you pump him to 9k, your opponent's not, unless they're like outing him through card effects, they're probably not even gonna bother. That's basically a Mihawk turn sideways, like when he's trying to survive. I like this leader a lot. The more I talk about this leader, the more I like him.
I mean, I like that legit. Like he's not a 4-life leader at all, because you can get that ability out as early as turn 3, like as early as your 3rd turn.
Yeah, because it's a Dawn times 1 effect. It's not even that expensive.
Yeah,
it's not. And just you don't have to attack or anything. It's with that being said, this leader. Okay, so he'd be coming around the same time as OPO6. So, because I was gonna give him like I keep thinking like 3.5 maybe, because I was thinking 4 or higher, but that means he's competing with like Gecko Mori and Yamato. And
I think
like
as it stands now, I'd put him at a strong 3. And depending on the cards we get out of this, he might honestly just be a real competitor.
Yeah, he seems like he'll get really good as time goes on too. You know, as the card pool grows up until he gets power crept, but
even though he's
I am a fan.
Even though he is Revolutionary Army, he's not specific to those cards either. So you can even put some of your yellow triggers into your life, like the really good ones coming out. Not just the Revolutionary Army.
He would also be one of those leaders that could abuse like Kurasu every turn. Like he'll protect it.
That's good.
You know, you just lower your opponent by 1k, and then you put it in your life so that your opponent can't answer it. And then when they hit you, you pick it back up, do it again next turn. Because he's Rev Army, so he does get the on play. So he just do that shit every single turn if he wants to.
Yep.
I mean, it does cost 4, but still, he'd be the one leader where that card's never being answered. Unless they like Big Mom it to life. I mean, to trash or something. So I don't know. I like this leader. He's a 3.
Yeah.
Yeah, solid 3.
Solid 3. Okay. Any closing thoughts on this one, boys, before we wrap it up?
Bandai, stop printing yellow, please.
Yeah, I do feel like we've gone from a red nightmare to a yellow nightmare very quickly.
God, it's so upsetting to see 3 different dual leaders and the only color they share in common is yellow. Because I did see people were making some interesting comments, but so this would be the, because they all have yellow in common. Obviously, the structure deck has to be all yellow cards, otherwise it's not playable for some of the leaders. But people are also talking about, what if this could be the first introduction of us getting dual characters finally?
I think that would be a terrible idea.
You think so?
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, we'll see. Yeah, I don't see it. I do.
Well,
think,
no, I don't think it'll happen, but I mean, I don't think it'd be terrible. I think it's about time, honestly.
I mean, we already have some cards that do it with Trigger, but I do like to see more cards that say, like, do a certain ability if your leader is multicolored. But I don't want to see multicolored characters.
Really?
Yeah, I don't want to see it.
I think it'd be a good way to give staples to multiple colors at once. Like, you know, like if there was like, I don't know, like a blue purple character. Like I saw someone give a really good example. Someone's like that Who's Who. Like he should have been like a blue purple card. That way Kaido could use him, or the mono purple Kaido could use him. And it's like, yeah, the fact that he wasn't dual just suck, because that purple Kaido, he will never get a searcher. Unless they're okay with letting like purple Kaido later on down the line have 8 searchers, mono Kaido's never getting a searcher. So
He might.
you know, honestly, maybe the Bandai will look at it as like, this leader's so ass that 8 searchers is just nothing for him. Let him have it.
If your leader is
You know.
monocolored, search top.
They could do that too, but I think just give us dual characters. I want dual characters. But okay. Well, if nobody else has anything to say, then with that being said, okay, go for it.
No. I did.
Okay, then with that being said, okay, go for it.
I had something to say, but I forgot. I'm sorry.
Okay. Then with that being said, until next time, we'll see you guys.
Later.
Bye.